What is good, YouTube? It is your boy, Jogger Joe, ready to go with a special Monday post pay per view edition of What the Wrestling. Today we are going to be talking about Payback, the Monday Night Raw pay per view that was just on last night. Honestly, you guys, overall, I think it was a really good show. I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I watched it last night, and I actually watched it again today. So that way I can kind of give you. When I get done reviewing it, I can kind of give you my initial how I felt about it and how I feel about it again after I've waited about 16, 15, 16, 17, 18 hours, and at the same time have seen it again. So with that, we're going to get started. No, I'm not going to do the pre-show because, for God's sake, we've seen Enzo and Cass face off against the club freaking too many times that it should have been. So we're going to get past that. We're going to start with Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. Overall, I thought this was a really good match. I thought it was good storytelling. Now, do I believe that Chris Jericho should have won the title? No, I don't. I'm happy that he did win the title, but I don't believe that he should have. Because recently they were talking that Chris was about to leave and go and do his thing with Fozzy. And Kevin Owens, he just done a really good job of being that heel that could take over. That like, oh, he's the face of America. He's the self-proclaimed face of America. He does this. He said that he's better than everybody else. He had the title. This, that, and other. He's going he's going into a thing against AJ Styles. AJ Styles is starting to look like a good guy now, and it's just. It kind of throws a wrench into the plans because now it looks like, are we gonna have babyface Chris Jericho versus babyface AJ Styles? Like that doesn't look right. So unless they're gonna change it up and have Baron Corbin switch in and become the number one contender for whatever reason, I don't know. But yeah, like I said, overall it was a really good match. I thought it was a very well fought match. Next, we have Austin Aries versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. Second match of the card. Honestly, I'm surprised it wasn't like middle of the show, kind of like it's one of those intermission type matches that they had. But it was a really good match. Austin Aries came out by himself. Was like, you know what? Even though Jack Gallagher's kind of had my back for the past couple of weeks, I'm coming out by myself. And surprisingly, Neville did too. Neville came out by himself. He had nobody there with him. He had no kinds of help. TJ Perkins, for whatever reason, was not there. So that's what it was. This was a really good post WrestleMania rematch. Most of the time, WWE has this thing where any post WrestleMania rematches won't be as good as either a match they've had before WrestleMania or their WrestleMania match. So I think this is really good. Both of them look incredible in this match, and they really did exactly what they were supposed to do for the cruiserweight. The cruiserweight division, they make the cruiserweight division look very good as a whole just by this one match. And even having just this one match of the card, they made them look really good. Austin Aries got the win, but by disqualification. Neville grabbing onto the referee and like pulling him across the ring when he was in the submission, causing the ref to disqualify him. And for that, Austin Aries got the win, and everybody in the crowd was kind of like, well, that sucks. But it really does set up for the future. That sets up for the future because we all know Austin Aries is going to be the next Cruiserweight champion. Nobody has been able to give Neville such a fight like Austin Aries. Like, nobody has come as close to, in my opinion, as Austin Aries did last night when he had Neville in the submission hold. I do not remember exactly what he had that submission hold called, but he is the closest one. He had Neville retreating. He had Neville doing things that he never thought he would do to keep his title, which It looks really good. I do like that very much so. So that's a good thing. I'm excited to see where they go with this because so far this has been a really good story told by the two of them with the inclusion of both TJ Perkins and Jack Gallagher. But they weren't on it, so just the two of them for tonight. Next up, we have the Hardys versus Cesaro. I think I finally finalized what I'm gonna call them. That's the Hardy Boys versus Cesaro. So that's what it's gonna be. And I've said it in the past couple of my What the Wrestling videos that they're still doing the nostalgia factor for the Hardys. And my friends last night actually they said it. I'm not even gonna say their name. We're just gonna call them their nicknames that we call them. That kid and the savagery. They they definitely they like the fact that they're doing the whole nostalgia thing for the Hardys, and they also like the fact that they haven't overplayed it just yet. They're waiting for just the right time to do the broken thing, which they honestly, it feels like they might be pushing for that, which I'll get to later in this match. Feels like they're pushing for the broken thing to happen, which I would love, but we have to see. In the match, fucking Sheamus looked like he was about to kill both of the Hardys. Like he wanted to hurt them in I don't know any kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. Even to the point of one point he kicked Jeff Hardy's tooth right out of his head. Like I really hope Jeff can get something done for that because that was the wildest thing I've ever seen happen. He kicked like he kicked him in the face, and then about 30 seconds later, you see a close up of Jeff Hardy, and there's a freaking missing tooth there. I know what it's like to have a tooth knocked out of your head. That crap hurts when you're in the moment. And then it kind of dies down. And I'm also surprised. I told my friends this. Surprised it didn't bleed. I thought it was just gonna be I thought it was just gonna be like he was gonna be bleeding after we saw that the tooth was missing, but it wasn't. So that's whatever. Uh, but yeah, it was a really good match. I thought it was a great match. Cesaro looking freaking crazy. He's standing up and almost damn near jumping over the top rope whenever he got tagged in every single time. Like he was so hectic and like ready to get in that it was crazy. Jeff Hardy's selling like a beast that he is. Like I feel like Dolph Ziggler does a good job of selling, but I really don't think anybody sells better than Jeff Hardy. That was actually a point in the match where Jeff gets up on the apron, and it's like he gets up on the apron where Cesaro and Sheamus were supposed to be, their corner, and he just kind of stands there for a second, and we look, me and my friends look at each other, we're like, okay, is he at the wrong corner? And yeah, it was, but I don't feel bad. Like I don't blame him because he got his freaking tooth kicked out of his head. He's gonna be a little bit dizzy and disoriented and turned around. So I don't blame him. I think he still did a really good job to be able to continue and put on just a great match between all four of them afterwards. So I appreciate it. Ending of the match came when the blind tag. Sheamus tried to pin Matt Hardy, but Jeff get the Swanton Bomb, crushing both Sheamus and Matt Hardy, but Sheamus getting the worst of it, I guess, because he was the one who initially got landed on top of. I guess I've never really understood how that works, but that's neither here nor there. And the Hardys pick up the win, and it was it was really good. I thought the match was really good. And then after the match is the part that got a lot of people talking, besides Jeff Hardy getting his tooth kicked out of his fucking head. Sorry, that bothers me just when shit like that happens. I know shit happened, but God, that just tragic. But either way, after the match, they go to do the thing like they do. They shake hands. They do the whole loyalty or not loyalty, sportsmanship thing. Just shake hands and walk out. The Hardys continue to celebrate, and then what happened? Just like everybody pretty much already saw going to happen. Cesaro just basically came back and beat the crap out of the Hardys. They they beat the crap out of them, and like they laid the title belts on top of them, and it was like, yeah, that just happened. This is what happened. And actually, it's being noted that Matt Hardy made this weird face after getting bro kicked, almost as if he's kind of uh, pointing to or hinting that he will be broken, or like this was the situation that broke him in the WWE. And it was actually funny because Sheamus, I believe it was, uh, he he actually made a comment towards it on his Instagram. I'll see if I can find a picture. I'll see if I can find a picture with the caption. I'll try to pop it up into the video, and if it is, it'll pop up right about now. Uh, but I don't know. But yeah, he basically was said something along the lines of it was a fun night and something about being broken. But either way, it was a good thing overall. I think it was good. I believe that it was time for them to turn heel. Like we don't. It doesn't seem like we have too many heel teams on Raw. So we do need somebody, and I appreciate. I mean, we got the club, but what are they doing? Pre-show, they're not doing anything. We need somebody who's actually higher up in the ranks in the tag team division who is going to look legitimately terrifying and legitimately mean when they do stuff like that. But that's neither here nor there. That's where that is. I think that was a really good match. Both times when I watched it, that was a really good match. Definitely close to my favorite match. I don't know if it's my favorite. I think the main event is my favorite, but either way. Next up, actually, was the Bailey Alexa Bliss match, and honestly, this match it was a little disappointing because one, I expected it to be a little bit better due to the fact that one, it was in Bailey's hometown. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, she's in our hometown. We're gonna have fun, yeah." Bailey, first off, Bailey needs better inflatables because I don't know how many times she's had to like push them to get up, and then they probably still didn't get up. So I need them to do better with that. And then on top of it, her gear, they're trying to make her look way more mature and like womanly and curvy and sexy, all that good stuff. I think it was really weird on their part. Like they're not trying to actually they're not actually trying to make her seem like she was in NXT. They're making her look more like a woman, trying to make her look more mature. Which I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's definitely seeing that it looks like they're trying to shift her character, and I hope they don't because the Bailey character is really good. But they had Alexa Bliss win, and that was actually something I was afraid would happen on SmackDown. I thought that somebody that switched brands was going to win, and they didn't need to, which that is exactly true. You build up uh, you build up Bailey, and it's like why would you do that? Because you don't need to build up Bailey because she's already well. You need to build up Bailey. You need to build up Alexa because oh yeah, cool. She switched brand. Yeah, cool. But that doesn't mean you give her number one contendership. Let Nia Jax do something. Nia Jax needs to have something to do. She should have been on this card doing something. She probably could have come out and attacked Alexa after Alexa won the match. It would have done something better. It would have served because Nia Jax is honestly the female equivalent of Braun Strowman at this point. Big, monster-like, will crush anybody in her way and willing to do anything to get what she wants. And I need more of her. I need more of her doing exactly that and making a statement. And I get she's new. I get people are like, oh, she's green. Cool. But at the same time, Alexa is too. She's green. She hasn't been on the main roster as long as Nia Jax. We need her to have some more time to get built up on Raw. And on top of it, why in the world would you even why in the world would you even have Alexa win? And on top of it, in Bailey's hometown. It's just so it's so weird. But either way, this would definitely be my least favorite match. But yeah, it's just it's it's just a lot of foolishness. I really did not like that. I didn't like this match. It was flawed from the ground up. It really was. But Bailey can move on to stuff with Sasha. Hopefully, Alexa won't be in anything with Mickey James because if Mickey James did something with Alexa Bliss again, I'm just gonna scream. Because why would you continually put them in the same thing? You have them switch brands just for them to do that. Like, come on. You have them switch brands just for them to redo what they were doing. Come on, it's foolish. But either way, it was the weird, and it was the. I'm sorry, I gotta go back to that. We gotta do this weird DDT finish, and my friend Mr. Savagery, that's what I'm always refer to him as in these podcasts when I bring him up. Mr. Savagery, he said that that was Alexa's finisher. I really have not recalled her using a DDT to finish off her opponent in a ever. Well, maybe because I don't know, but I just don't see it. I didn't really like the finish, but that's what happens, you know. That is what happened. Next we have arguably my favorite match of this entire year so far, the House of Horrors match. This match, a lot of people are saying was stupid and weird, but they loved it because it was similar to the Final Deletion. Like it was so weird, it was so crazy, it was so poorly done by on everybody's account that it was actually really good. And I just simply don't agree with them. I thought it was a good match. I wished it would have been for the title because oh well, but either way, it was just a really good overall. I like that they're trying to step out of what they normally do with the whole cut and dry. Like I'm glad they didn't do like a boiler room thing. Like I'm actually happy that they did it. You know, people were like, oh, you know, they filmed it at night and this, that, and the other, and then he drove in the limo all the way to California and this, that, and the other. I'm just like, just watch it. It was good for what it was supposed to be. I think it was really good. It was definitely really weird, and it was everything creepy about. It was everything creepy about Bray Wyatt that it was supposed to be, and it made me feel 100% creeped out. Looking, Oh my God! It was just thinking back and thinking back to when I watched it again today. It's daylight right now, and I still got really creeped out by it. Like Jesus Christ! And let me say this right now because I put this in my notes just to make sure I said this. I love Bray Wyatt's beard. I just do. It's one of the best WWE beards that's out right now. His is possibly the best, but uh, it was. I think the like they had a bunch of great things in this whole thing that was good. I, it was brought up that like the whole thing about how they have all of these like filters and edited like filters and transitions and stuff on a live show, and I was like, just let it happen. They're trying to build up that Bray Wyatt has magic and he had different abilities. Just let it happen. But one thing that really struck me with this was that they cut right in the middle of the match because Bray got into Randy Orton's limo and drove to the arena, and like they cut right in the middle of the match. It was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to another match while they make their way to the arena. We're gonna have another match because we know it's only gonna take as long as it's gonna take him to get to the arena to have this match. So I'm just like, okay, whatever, I guess. So I guess I'll do the same. We're gonna cut my review of this match in half, so that way I can do the match that came in between. Then we're gonna come back to the House of Horrors match. So then we had the Samoa Joe Seth Rollins match. This match was a good kind of it was a good kind of filler match for what's to come later. I've listened to other people talk about it. I've actually gotten opinions from other people who do like to watch wrestling and do watch wrestling. They feel like this whole thing with them is really, uh, she's really. It feels really lackluster. Like they're like it's a dream match because both of them were from Ring of Honor. You know they have that whole history, but it just feels really lackluster between it feels lackluster between them. And I liked the match. It was a good match. It had a weird finish. It had the whole roll up finish, which is how you know that there is going to be something coming up in the future between them. But it was just weird. I thought it was weird because it kind of was weird. He had a weird selling of the knee thing. He sold his whole injury really oddly. It wasn't sometimes it was consistent, sometimes it wasn't. It was weird. But either way, Seth Rollins got the win, and that's all we got pretty much need to know for this point up to now. And then after that, they had a little bit of a talkie about what was going on, and then we see a limo roll up to the arena. Guess who's in it? It's Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, who admittedly is the sold his injuries the best up to this point in the pay-per-view. He has best sold the injuries that he did not actually have. He kind of staggered his way to the area before he goes through the curtains out to the arena. Then he comes out to the arena. He still has the lantern, and he just he staggers all the way down to the ring, and then he finally gets to the ring. He blows out the candle or the light, the lantern, and guess who is in the ring? Randy Orton. The big question I had was how the absolute fuck did he make it from there? Because I forgot to mention he got tipped. He got a freaking refrigerator tipped over on top of him. How did he get there? How did he get the refrigerator from on top of him? What happened? What did he do? Does he have magical teleportation powers for being Bray Wyatt's lackey? What is this? I'm so confused about it because it was inconsistent. And he didn't completely sell the whole I just had a freaking refrigerator tipped over on me. Especially the way he was standing there waiting. But they fight a little bit more, a couple of chair shots, table spot, didn't get put through the table, but he had a weird thing where he did the DDT off of the table. And then he goes back into the ring, he sets up to RKO Bray. Well, actually, no. He sets up to do it, reverses it. Bray tries to sister Abigail, reverses it, hits him with the RKO, and then when he's going to pin him, the Bollywood Boys, who I have been told are not being called the Bollywood Boys anymore, but I don't know what they're still being called, decided to attack Randy. And they get thrown like children. They get thrown around like children, and it was really tragic. But it gave way to distraction to have Jinder Mahal, who still has the belt, to hit Randy across the head with it, across the back of the head, then do it a second time to allow Bray Wyatt to get the win. I said it, I'll say it again, I will forever say it. I am liking Jinder Mahal as the number one contender. I'm rooting for him to win this match. I think he's going to do a great job as the freaking number one contender. And should they actually decide to give him the championship, he'll do great as the freaking champion. That's just my opinion. But somebody said it's sad that it took Jinder Mahal in order for Bray to win his own specialty match. And I said, you know what? A win is a win. That's all that matters. And that's the truth. Where's I about to go with this? Oh, the one thing they could do to hurt Jinder is if they have him lose this match going up into Backlash, and he just fades into obscurity, which is what I hope they don't do with Jinder. Back to the House of Horrors match, though. WWE are really selling this whole once in a lifetime thing, and I hope it stays at once in a lifetime. I really hope that Bray Wyatt does not do another House of Horrors match because it was obvious they were trying to recreate the final deletion in a weird Bray Wyatt spooky, spoppy type of way. They tried to do it last year when they had the whole New Day, Wyatt family compound fight thing. That it was okay, but it didn't really. It missed the mark for me. I didn't really like it. But with this House of Horrors, I think it was really good. I enjoyed it. I was thoroughly interested in this and invested in the match. Do I like the whole rivalry that they had? No, I don't, because I feel like these past month and a half have been the most lackluster part of the entire rivalry. Like the biggest part of the rivalry have been the most lackluster, which is sad, but it's true. But with that being said, they're on different brands now. It's over. They can both move on, and that's what's going to happen. Uh, Before we get to the main event, let me just say WWE has been doing a fantastic job with their video vignettes where like they do these weird video promos. They've been doing a fantastic job with them. I 100% I appreciate WWE for putting that much effort in that. Now if they could just put that much effort into developing their story. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just giving them a compliment on their video promos. Now, we get to the main event, which, honestly, watching it last night was my favorite match. Watching it again today was my favorite match. We had Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. Oh my God. Braun Strowman looked like a freaking monster. Yes, of course, you had to let Roman have his few hits. He got his couple of hits in here and there, but Braun Strowman pretty much dominated this. He threw Roman around most of the match. He freaking destroyed him. Roman was still bandaged up. He still had like the arm, and like his rib was still bandaged. His shoulder was all bandaged up. So people are like, oh, he had the reason to say that he got beat. He was a hit. He was still hurt. This, that, and other. Yeah, cool. But you still gotta admit, Braun Strowman still looked like a fucking monster in this. Because God, Braun Strowman, you are a monster, and I fucking love you. Like you are the brightest part of Monday Night Raw. You have been consistently the brightest part of Monday Night Raw for the past month at least because of what you just don't care, and you will do whatever it takes to make sure that you get what you want and you screw over whoever you have to screw over to get what you want, and I love that. But Braun Strowman did something that a lot more superstars should do. He did the running power slam. Roman kicked out. Braun goes, you know what? Fine. He picks up Roman again, and he running power slams him a second time to get the 1, 2, 3. I think that was a really good thing. Like, why don't more people do that? Why don't more people say, okay, you kicked out of one, let's see you kick out of two, because that's just really cool. I think they need to do that. So it happened. Uh, During the match, they had this really good spot where Roman was doing the weird bounce off the rope thing where he was trying to go for a spear, and like Braun like reversed it. He kind of picked him up, and Roman was about to go for a Superman punch, but Braun like caught him into the triangle choke that he used to do that he doesn't do very often anymore, which is cool because it showed that he had versatility in his moveset. But at the same time, I kind of wish he would bring it back because it just looked awesome. But it was a good thing. Braun wins the match because he looks like a freaking monster. But that's not where we're done. Braun, after the match, he said, I'm not done. He takes a freaking section of the steps, puts him in the ring, drops Roman Reigns on top of them with some force, I might add. And at this point, everybody's like, oh my God, he's bleeding. He's bleeding from the mouth. Oh no, what do we do? No, Braun Strowman still isn't done. He picks up the stairs and slams them on top of Roman. Like, he slams them down onto them. It was freaking amazing. I still am appreciating this. So that was that. Braun was like, yeah, I did that. Goodbye. Like he walks out, like he pushes the backstage people, he pushes the management people, I guess. Like he pushes them aside as he walks out. And then if you watched after they went off the air, but you were still in the WWE network, you saw where like Roman Reigns was trying on his own power to walk out, and he was struggling. Like he could only get so many feet before he had to like stop and like do this weird like cough up thing. And he eventually did cough up some blood backstage. It was nasty, but it good on him for selling. He really did sell that he was hurt and that Braun Strowman hurt him even more. So they make it all the way to the ambulance because they're gonna put him in an ambulance to take him to the medical center to see what's wrong with him. And you hear literally he's standing by the door, by one of the open doors to the ambulance, and you hear Braun, "I'm not finished with you yet!" And like he runs through, Robert dodges, but like he runs into the door with such force that he literally knocks the door off of the ambulance, and he runs into a set of boxes that's on the other side of the ambulance. Honestly, I want to know how many ambulances are going to die to satisfy Braun Strowman's bloodlust for ambulances, because this is the second ambulance in about 3 weeks that has dealt with just the sheer pain and destruction of Braun Strowman. But that's what happened. Roman somewhat ends Payback, or somewhat ends the whole thing being on the uh, upper hand, because after Braun ran through the ambulance door, he uses the other door that's still on its hinges to like slam into Braun like 4 or 5 times, and then Braun just kind of staggers off into the darkness. Like he never actually goes completely down. He just kind of staggers off, like, you know what, screw this. I already got the win. I'm just gonna leave. But it was a really good thing. I thought it was good. The fan reaction for Roman never failed to amaze me, because all of last night when he was just getting decimated, thank you, Strowman. Roman sucks. You deserve it, as he was hobbling backstage with a bloody freaking mouth, and everybody saying it's a blood pack, but still it looked disgusting. It's a whole thing. Like you have to realize that the fans are what drives it, but oh my god, your fan reactions make it so much more amazing. Uh, but yeah, that was Payback. That was all of Payback. First reaction, honestly, my first reaction was, oh yeah, this is a 7.5, a 7.5 level, like a 7.5 grade out of 10 uh, show. I thought last night, especially I guess because all of my emotions were just kind of right there on the surface, I was able to be like, oh, it's a 7.5. It was a little better than average, but it wasn't nothing that kind of blew me off my feet. And then watching it again today I would give it, after going back watching it again, giving it some full complete thought, I would give it an 8. I would give it. It moved up a little bit. I'd give it an 8 out of 10 uh, on the rating scale of shows. Like I made the point of saying to my friends last night, Raw has this thing consistently where they will have a poor lead up to the pay per view, but a really good or really exceptional pay per view showing, and it's cool. But you gotta also give me a reason to actually want to be interested in the build up and not just the final product. Because if you only give me enough to be excited for the final project, then it's not worth it. But that being said, I believe I'm finished. How did you guys enjoy WWE Payback? Let me know in the comment section below. And also, please like this video. Give me a thumbs up, show your support. And don't forget to share this video with everybody you know that's a wrestling fan, because sharing is truly caring. And also, please subscribe to me, because if you haven't already subscribed to me, you're just not doing life correctly. And with that, you guys, I will see you guys later. There will be a Wednesday version of What the Wrestling, but this was a special pay-per-view edition. I will see you all later. Holla at your boy. Peace.